I'm not threatening you. Say one more word, and that's 30 days. 30 days.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Sovereign Citizens Hall of Fame with your man TP. Today, I am bringing you compilation number 96. And some of you may be saying to yourselves, well, I thought we did number 96. That was my mistake. The last compilation, I said 96, but that was actually number 95. So I wanted to clear that up for you today. But on number 96, we're going to be in 4 different judges' courtrooms. Before I give you the rundown on those judges, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Don't forget to go to our community post and weigh in on our poll where I posted up a poll asking you guys, which judge did you like the best, that we focused just purely on that, or solely on that judge for those compilations. It was 4 different judges that we have in that poll. So you can go and watch those videos and watch each of their compilations and give us your vote. A lot of people have been voting. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Judge Simpson and Judge Oakley are like neck and neck for those compilations, but we're just having a little fun. We got some more polls coming out later this week. So don't forget to go and vote on that. And now I'm going to give you the rundown on the judges. Like I said, we will be in 4 different judges' courtrooms for number 96. First, we will be in the courtroom of Judge Marina Taylor out of the state of Michigan. Second, we will be in the courtroom of Judge Simpson out of the state of Michigan as well. Third, we will be in the courtroom of Judge Raquel West out of the state of Texas. And last but not least, we will be in the courtroom of Judge Jessica Hammond, also out of, Judge Jessica Hammond, also out of the state of Michigan. Listen, guys, these compilations, we've been having a lot of fun with them. Now we're doing polls. If you got any suggestions on some of the old ones we shared, please leave your comments in the comment section. If you got some suggestions on just old cases that we covered that we have not thrown into a compilation video, please let us know so we can do that. But listen, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump into number 96.
Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 1, open intoxicants in a vehicle driver. Count 2, furnish false forged info to police officer. Driver's license never acquired. Count 1. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor. Count 3, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 1, open alcohol in a motor vehicle driver. Count 2, tinted windows. Count 3, operator or front seat passenger failed to wear a safety belt. Count 1, drive unregistered untitled vehicle. Count 2, if that same ticket is drove while unlicensed.
Aaron Ruck on behalf of Mr. Timothy Williams. Mr. Williams, state your name.
I object to counsel.
What was that?
I object to counsel.
Your Honor, I spoke with Mr. Williams. He's saying it's not him, and he's all rights reserved. His name is all in all capital.
I object to representation.
What was that, sir?
I object to representation by you.
Okay. So you would like to represent yourself, Mr. Williams?
I'm not representing myself. I'm just here on special appearance, trying to clear this matter.
Okay, so you have to be the person in order to clear these matters. You just can't appear on behalf of someone unless you're an attorney. Are you an attorney, Mr. Williams?
I'm not the person, but I'm the live living Williams, not the Timothy Williams.
Are you Timothy Tally Williams? Do you know Timothy Tally Williams?
I am Timothy Williams, the living, breathing Timothy Williams, not the all cat that says on my ticket.
Okay. All right. So do you want to try and resolve these today or no?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you need an offer? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Because we can try and resolve all these tickets today if you want to.
Well, I'm just, because as a U.S. national, I have rights protected by the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court.
Okay. So if you travel, drive, ride, anything on the city streets of Detroit, then you have to follow the rules that the city of Detroit has imposed. And so if you have not followed these rules, then you receive something called tickets. And these tickets are given to you based on the license or prior license or identification ID that is given to you. So we can either resolve these today or we don't have to resolve them. It's okay. But I would like to try and resolve these so that you can move forward and do whatever you need to do.
Yes, I would like to resolve them, but as the officer is seeing in his computer that by the Secretary of State, my ID has been rescinded, canceled. I have a passport, and I'm traveling. I don't drive. I just drive here.
Hold on, but if you drive in a vehicle, you need to have a driver's license. Your passport does not enable you the ability to be able to drive on the streets of Michigan.
I travel not for business and commerce.
Same thing. They have to have licenses as well. Have you ever heard of a truck driver without a license that drives on the commutes on the freeways, roads, or byways? It does not happen. You have to have a license to drive on the city of Detroit, state of Michigan, all 50 states are under my assumption and ability. So, Mr. Williams, I can't go back and forth. I have a lot of people on my screen. I know you can't see. We can have this discussion, but it just has to be near the end of the docket if you don't want to resolve it right now. Okay?
But for the record, Your Honor, I don't drive.
Go ahead.
For the record,
Okay.
I do not drive.
Okay, so how do you want to resolve it today? If you don't want to resolve it, I have to move to the next person, Mr. Williams.
I would like to resolve this matter.
Okay, all right. So would you like me to get you a, yes, Attorney Snyder, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322. If the Mr. Williams in front of us does not admit that the ticket is in his name, is made out to him, I'd ask that the Mr. Williams on the ticket be given a warrant and that this gentleman be removed so we can continue with court.
To Mr. Williams on these tickets.
Excuse me?
I said, is it you, Mr. Williams, on these tickets? Because that's fair. That means that I'm talking to someone who doesn't have these tickets in my courtroom, and so that person has not appeared. But I'm assuming that it's you. Are these your tickets, sir?
If you assume, yes.
Oh.
Okay.
So do you want to, Mr. Williams, do you want to resolve these or not? We can't keep going back and forth. You want to take care of these today with some type of plea or no?
I'm trying to resolve them, but I'm being threatened by prison if I don't agree to these tickets.
Who's gonna send you to prison? I'm not sending anybody to prison today. I'm fining people. That's all I'm doing. I'm giving them fines, monetary fines.
The prosecutor just said she issued a warrant. She recommended a warrant be issued.
Right, but you're not gonna get arrested, but she's saying if you're not gonna say that you're the person on these tickets. Mr. Williams, I have 20 people. I can't argue with you at the beginning of the docket. I can argue with you at the end of the docket. So I'm gonna skip over this matter so we can continue. Let me get everybody else out, then I'm gonna give you all the time in the world and we're gonna figure out what to do with you today, okay? I don't mind taking the time, but I got all these other people on here who are looking like, come on now, okay? So just give me a moment. Recalling the matter of the people versus Timothy Talley Williams. These matters were called on the record previously. I took a moment off. We had quite a busy docket this morning, and I want to make sure that we could give Mr. Williams adequate amount of time to be able to have all of his questions answered about the matters that are before this court today. Appearances for the record, starting with the city attorney, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Alexa Schneider for the people, P80322.
All right. He continues to not want counsel. Is that correct, Mr. Williams?
Correct.
Okay. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Timothy
Last name?
Williams.
Okay, sir. Now you've had the opportunity to sit and look and see how everything pans out and how everything works, Mr. Williams, right? Did you want to be presented with an offer today, or how do you want to move forward?
Well, the offer was to get all this.
So the offer was, I think, so he had some extra cases, Attorney Snyder. So it was FTD, failed to display a valid operator's license, and an open alcohol passenger that was being offered in exchange. He did have a couple of tickets in default, another open intoxicant driver, Attorney Snyder, and it was forged or false police information to a police officer. He may have just given him like a ID that expired. But if you plead to those two cases, the remainder of your cases will be dismissed.
No, I was talking about the agreement between me and you was to get this sorted out today. That's
Right, so so the options are, so these are your options. You can ask for a pretrial. That'll give you some time to get documents together and to get everything back in order and then present it to the court. You can ask for a bench trial. That's a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. Every single one of these officers who have made these allegations will have to appear on that date and come into court. Or you can ask for a jury trial. That's when the officers is in person. 6 citizens of the city of Detroit will make the decision based on the law. Officers still have to come in. You will have to come in at that point in time, and then we can resolve it that way. Those are the 3, or you can plead guilty or plead responsible at this point in time to the offer that has been extended to you. Those are the 4 things that we can do to resolve it today. And I guess the 5th one is if you don't want to do any of those, then it just remains as is and it just remains there. And then eventually it goes into warrant status.
Yeah.
All right, so I said,
rights, and I don't understand what's going on, so.
okay. I don't know if they'll be able to help you. I really wish you would let us assign some counsel to you. They may be able to talk to you and help you understand a little bit better.
I tried, but he not listening, so I was taking them on hands.
All right, sometimes you have to be willing to understand that they're gonna give you the law, not necessarily what you're following, but the law that we practice in the state of Michigan.
I have no contract with the Secretary of State, then like, why am I being took through this? I'm going through the proper procedure to have my rights protected under the Constitution and Supreme Court, so.
Of Michigan?
Of Michigan what?
No, I'm saying the Supreme Court of what jurisdiction? Michigan or the United States of America?
United States of America.
All right, they wouldn't have jurisdiction over local matters though. And that's gonna be the problem. You're gonna run into every time, Mr. Williams, that local matters are held. The Constitution extends the right for us to locally handle certain matters, such as ordinance violations, misdemeanors, driving offenses.
Right, and so if I'm not a U.S. citizen, I'm a U.S. national, what jurisdiction does that fall under? I'm not a resident or a U.S. citizen.
Oh, you don't live in the United States of America?
I live in the United States of America, but not under the jurisdiction.
So that's your resident. Are you born, like, do you have you said you have a passport, is the United States of America passport?
United States of America, but not the United States, the federal territory.
Oh, you didn't get so you don't have like a federal passport given to you. It's not a passport issued by the United States of America.
It is. Now my status is corrected.
Court calls case of Amanda Raines.
Fellow treatment for the plaintiff.
Oh, I was gonna say as he was walking up, I said, he is not Amanda Raines. All right. Your name, ma'am?
Amanda.
All right. Nation case, where are we?
I have been unable to make any headway with Ms. Raines. Just a termination of tenancy, straightforward. She doesn't have a lease, not paying rent.
All right, ma'am, what's your position on this?
Good afternoon, Judge Simpson. So what happened was, thank you so much for allowing me to come back today because I was here last Friday. And because I got served a few days before last Friday, and I wanted to take the time to find legal counsel. And I reached out to U of M student legal counsel and left messages.
Clinical program? Yeah.
Back, and then I called Ypsilanti legal counsel like 10 times and I couldn't get through there. Like 10, it said unavailable to take calls due to high call volume or something over and over again.
Are you talking about legal services?
Yeah.
Over at Nipsey? Okay.
So I couldn't get any legal advice. So I just like trying to read things online. So this is kind of the breakdown. Stefan and I were together I lived in that home for over 5 years. I always paid my rent. I paid half the bills. I paid for so much of the home. And we were going through a breakup, which basically turned us into a roommate situation. And I always paid my rent. And then he asked me for the rent, and I said, use it out of my rent credit, because every year he kept my rent credits. And I asked him for it, and he would never,
Your rent credit, I don't.
like, taxes and stuff, because I paid half the rent. I never got a rent credit from him. And I said, okay, can you use the rent credits for my taxes towards this rent payment? And he said, done. So I took that as a yes. Well, I was looking for a place to live and I couldn't find anything. And I went from working a temporary job to not having a job to trying to find another job. And I said, I have $800 for you for the last 2 months rent. And I have it on text message. And he said, no, I don't want it. He goes, I want to stick to a time frame, because he served me paperwork. And he's not the landlord. He is the landlord's son. And he does not have a current lease. His lease expired in 2011. And his mother said she would never give me a lease because we were in a relationship. So I am not sure what to do. I just received a new position with a new company, and I just need time to move. And now it's on my record that I have an eviction, so I'm looking, and it's going to be kind of hard with this eviction on there, because I think that landlords can see that. And
Well, I don't, okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. And it's just that I offered the money, and he sent me a notice saying for non-payment of rent, and I offered the rent and he declined it. And I have that, but
No, I got you.
my cell phone in, so it's all on myself.
Um, okay, couple of things. I'm not sure as I look at this. There's gonna be, I doubt you did, Mr. Friedman. But oh boy. Have you looked closely at the notice to vacate?
I can.
Um, couple of things. One, because we called it a 30-day, but theoretically it's a 1 month notice. I mean, certainly there's a day issue, but the basis for the notification to vacate is for non-payment of rent for July. I don't know. Did you get you have your copy, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, I have my copy, Judge.
You seen it? You got it?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if this, I mean, read one way, this is a non-payment notice, but it would be defective in that regard. And read another way, if it's a termination notice, you can't have the basis for the termination to be non-payment of rent. If the basis for termination is that she just doesn't have a lease. So I think there's a problem with the notice. I'd have to look at that a little bit more closely, but I'm not sure that this notice is proper in its form to invoke the jurisdiction of the court. It'd be my concern because of the language on it, but also because of the language this notice does not contain, which is required.
Well, obviously,
be on the scale for.
Yeah, obviously, we didn't draft it.
Yeah, well, I was making that clear at the beginning that you did not. The other concern that I have, and she raises a point, and it's been raised before, but I never had to particularly rule on it. In these cohabitation situations where rent is being paid in part, there have been claims about the rent credit. And I really do not feel like looking into everybody's taxes. I don't feel like any of that. But if in the filing of her taxes, she does not claim a rent credit or doesn't use what she's paid, yet in the filing of his taxes, he did, theoretically, that money, and again, I haven't ruled on it, and people would have, I mean, it's been raised, but I haven't had to rule on it. She would be entitled to that credit, is particularly if she's asking for that credit to go against her rental obligation.
Well, I think that the
5 years. So
Pardon?
I have to receive my rent credit in 5 years that I asked for.
Well, Your Honor, hang on.
Well, the 5 years may be a bit much, but
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. I hear you, but I don't know that one goes back 5 years saying I didn't, because I'm not going to go into every little bit of the arrangement that the two of you had. I'm just not going to do that.
Mike, I think my client would like to just would like to address the court for
Yes, sir.
a moment here.
Yes, sir. How you doing, sir? Fan of your YouTube. She received a couple credits for a couple years. I am happy to also not ask for restitution for previous months. I just want her to leave my home
Restitution
for any back rent.
She hasn't paid in months, so we're not going to go down that road.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I'm just gonna say this. You two were together for 5 years, right? Somehow or another, you had some relationship. The relationship breaks off, and now one person wants the other party out. That's really what we're dealing with here. And now everybody's trying to bring these legal things in where that wasn't the issue before. Somehow or another, however you guys worked yourself into a relationship, you got to work yourself out of it and treat each other kindly and try to get out of it. She wants to go. I don't think she wants to stay. It's going to be an issue of time for her, is what I'm hearing.
And I offered her I asked her how much time she needed, and she said she wanted to address the court.
That's fine. And I get that she may want to address the court because you're representing him, and it's
fine.
Probably not a whole lot of trust now between the two of you. So
no, certainly not.
That's right. And I don't trust either one of you. So just saying that. All right. So I think I'd have to adjourn it out because I think number one, the notice issue needs to be looked at, because I need to look at it because I'm not sure that the jurisdiction of the court's been invoked.
I understand. Obviously, I'm going to send out another notice today.
Yes. So you understand that, ma'am? No. Okay. So that in order, without getting too technical, the district court is a statutory court. The only way I have jurisdiction over certain claims is that certain things have to happen for the court to have jurisdiction. For me to have jurisdiction over this landlord-tenant matter outside of venue that it resides in area that I oversee is that the notice has to be correct, the notice to quit. That's what invokes the jurisdiction of the court. On the face of it, I will be honest, I don't think that this notice does, and I don't think I have jurisdiction. If I don't have jurisdiction, then the only thing that I can do with the case is dismiss it. I'm not prepared in looking at it to necessarily make that ruling when I see it right now. But I'm going to adjourn it out a week. When we come back, I may make the ruling that I don't have jurisdiction. If I make that ruling, it's dismissed. What Mr. Friedman is indicating is two things. First of all, he did not prepare that notice, and he wants that clear. And secondly, that he will be sending out a new notice to you, giving that 30-day period at this point. That would not waive any claims that you can make or anything along those lines. It's more a procedural issue than anything else. Did I confuse you more by saying what I said? Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I'll adjourn this to November 7th, 2025 at 2 p.m. Yes, ma'am.
Because I just started a new job, I had to take off today and it was my first week. Is it possible that I could do a Zoom call?
You can do a request and we will strongly consider it given the circumstances.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Perfect. So Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of your appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
And for your record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you? Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I have no idea what they want.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case. I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Welcome to the criminal appointment list. This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, just, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury. And we'll just get it figured out that way. All right.
All right, Mr. Sigsbee, you're up. 25T01947FY, people of the state of Michigan versus Robert Wayne Sigsbee. And Attorney Bagrakis, you'd like to place your appearance on the record?
Tim Bagrakis on behalf of the people.
And Mr. Sigsbee, can you state your name, please?
My name is Robert Sigsbee.
Okay. All right, we are here today on this matter. We're back on an adjourned PCC. We've had a couple of PCCs at this point. The reason for the adjournment today was to ensure we are going to check on the exchanging of discovery. We are here on August 14th, and Mr. Sigsbee has stated that he still needed some discovery. He wanted body cameras of all police officers present at the time of his arrest. And I did order any available body cameras to be turned over to Mr. Sigsbee. So we have a probable cause conference on September 11th as well, because I wanted to give Mr. Sigsbee an opportunity to, file any valid motions that he may want to file prior to exam after receiving all of his discovery. But we set today to make sure that there weren't any issues in regards to discovery. So, having said that, Attorney Bagrakis, what information do you have for me?
Well, I know my recollection was that initially all the body cam videos were sent to Mr. Hilliker, and I believe he provided them. He indicated that he had provided them to Mr. Sigsbee via a thumb drive. My recollection was also I see we have some cruiser cams, which I had directed my paralegal to send to Mr. Sigsbee because, of course, as the court remembers, Mr. Hilliker was removed from representation. So now we have to deal with directly to Mr. Sigsbee. And there are, to my knowledge, I don't see nor have any other body cams that are available. We've given or will be able to provide him what we already have.
Well, part of the issue, Attorney Bagrakis, was that why I set today's hearing was last time we were here, I believe Attorney Young was here for the prosecutor's office, and there was some, I don't know what I would call it, back and forth maybe about how discovery was going to be exchanged and where Mr. Sigsbee could pick that up. And so I wanted to make sure that any outstanding discovery was handed to him today in court so that he, or not he, but so that we wouldn't have any questions about where discovery is, whether or not it was exchanged. So
okay, now that I am looking at Mr. Young's notes to that effect, and obviously not being in court, we can't provide it to him via hand delivery. So
well, and this is the problem we run into when I don't have an assigned prosecutor. Because that information probably wasn't relayed to you for today.
Well, with all due respect, we've tried to provide as best coverage as we can given the circumstances, but
so what's your plan to get that to Mr. Sigsbee, I guess?
What do you want? I mean, are you asking us or ordering us to give it to him directly?
That was my order last time in court. I ordered it last time in court. Yes.
Okay, but obviously if it was today's date to give it to him in court, we all knew that we weren't going to be in court today, even if I had it in my hands. Right?
Well, no, actually, no, though. Wait, because last time Attorney Young was here in person, we were all in person. And so we had this kind of long conversation about how a discovery was going to be exchanged. And I said, you know what? I'm going to order any outstanding discovery be provided to Mr. Sigsbee, and I'm going to order that it be handed to him in court on August 28th, 2025 at 11 o'clock a.m. That was my order. And I did that in the hopes that it would ease the process a bit, but it hasn't. So hold on just a second, Attorney McGrath, because Mr. Sigsbee, what did you want to say?
I understand what the court said, but then you were requiring us to come out to court to hand over some this discovery. Yes. All right. Well,
that was my order. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That was my order.
That's fine.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. I need to let Mr. Sigsbee speak. So hold on just a second. Mr. Sigsbee, go ahead.
It's critical, because of the angle that the police officer, I watched him pull the sack out of my pocket, my personal Native American herb, and then he shoved it back in and took me to jail with it. I watched this. My friend watched it. He got video of it. I'd like to see the other 10 cops that came there with their guns out.
But the issue is just getting that.
I can meet you. I want to confer with the prosecutor. I got a right to do that. So I was wanting to meet.
I'm not. There's nothing really to confer about, sir. I would recommend against. I would recommend against that, and I will, Judge. I will do what I can if the court will indulge us another adjournment. I will make sure that I at least look into the other, making sure that we have whatever copies of either cruiser cam or body cam we have available, that we will get it copied. And if the court tells me to show up at a certain place and time, I will be there, or I will have a representative there to hand deliver it to Mr. Sigsbee.
So Mr. Sigsbee, if the remaining videos were put on a flash drive, you can use that?
I can use that.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to order today. And I made an order last time and it wasn't followed, but Attorney McGrath, I know that you, hold on, I know that you will ensure that my order is followed. And I know sometimes it's hard for the younger attorneys, the newer attorneys to relay that information for whatever reason. But it was an order that I made. I thought I was very clear about it. But I know that if I tell you, I know that it will get done. So I'm glad that you're here today. So what I'm going to order today is that the prosecutor's office is to put any outstanding discovery on a flash drive and have that available for Mr. Sigsbee to pick up. At where would he go if he were to come to the prosecutor's office to pick that up? Where would he go?
Well, he could come to our office and make contact down here at district court and make contact with my people, and they will let me know that he is here, and we'll make sure that it gets delivered to him, unless you want him to appear in court sometime and we're down there. And
what I'm going to say is I'm gonna pick a day and a time that he can be there, and that way someone from the prosecutor's office can just walk out with flash drive and hand it to him, and that's that. I don't want to have to set another PCC. We already have the September 11th date. So what I'm going to say is that let's see, Mr. Sigsbee, if we said Wednesday the 3rd at some time, will you be able to be at district court to pick that up?
I do believe at this time I can.
Okay.
Judge, can you again? I apologize. With the holiday and everything, can we do it the following week or later in the week? I mean,
we can do later that week. We can do later that week. So we'll do Friday the 5th. Okay, so Friday the 5th, are you available on that day, Mr. Sigsbee?
I will.
All right. So Friday, September 5th, 2025 at, Mr. Sigsbee, you give me a time.
No, I like 11.
11? At 11 o'clock a.m., Mr. Sigsbee will be at the district court at the prosecutor's office to pick up the flash drive, which will have any outstanding discovery on it. It sounded like maybe there are a couple of dash cams. We already had this conversation as well. I know, Mr. Sigsbee, you say that there are, and I'm not saying I disbelieve you, I'm just saying what you say is that there should be multiple body cams. Prosecutor's office has what they have. If you believe they have insufficient evidence, then that's something that you bring up at trial. But we're going to go ahead with the preliminary exam with what they say they have. And you can address that you think that there's some things missing or not, but we're not going to be able to not move forward because of that issue, okay? So go ahead. What did you want to say?
It's kind of crunchy amount of time to watch the videos. I mean, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So there was like 3 jurisdictions there, plus the sergeant was there. So he was close. You would think the sergeant of the sheriff's department would have his body camera on. And then there was at least 2 Burton cars. I do believe there was around 4 Burton police there. And I mean, if they're running out here, it looked like I robbed a bank is what it looked like. And there's that many people with their police, with their guns. And I couldn't understand this over a traffic stop, a civil infraction. That seatbelt is not an arrestable offense. He had no reason to ask him my ID. So Colder versus Lawson says I don't have to produce an ID.
All right, we're not getting into those
Okay,
things, but but I do want you to relay that information of the people that you thought were there, so that Attorney McGregor.
Yes, and the Flint Township was there also.
Okay. All right.
So
Good.
one of these people should have the angle of the police taking it out and putting it back in my pocket. That's suspicious of a crime in my mind for any cop to lay you out like that. It's that big of a bag. How could you not find it in a pat down?
Okay, and so last thing is the probable cause conference that we set to actually move the case forward was for September 11th, 2025, 11 o'clock a.m. We can leave it on that date, or we can put it a week after that on the 18th if you think you'll need more time, Mr. Sigsbee. It does not.
Time is precious. I'd like to have more time. It would be nice for me.
Okay. Attorney Bagrakis, are you opposed to putting the next PCC on September 18th?
I am not opposed to that.
Okay. All right, good. Okay, so then we will.
Judge, may I inquire just one thing? Did Mr. Hilliker, or excuse me, did Mr. Sigsbee receive from Mr. Hilliker the discovery that we already sent to him?
Yes, right?
Yes,
Yes.
and there was a flaw in it, and I remember
Well, I
the.
don't know. I'm not getting into a discussion about what there is or isn't. What I want to know is, did you receive it from Mr. Hilliker so
Yes,
we don't
I
have
did.
to duplicate efforts?
Right, we don't need to duplicate the arresting officer's body cam because
Okay.
it's worthless the way he leaned on me that
Okay,
day.
okay.
Well-
We don't need that right now, but you do have, I remember we talked about that. You do have that discovery.
Yes, I do. For all
Okay.
Okay.
parties.
Okay, so one more time. This is what my notes state. This is what we're doing. We're going to put any outstanding discovery on a flash drive, and that will be available for pickup by Mr. Sigsbee at District Court on September 5th, Friday, September 5th, 2025 at 11:00 a.m. That is an order of the court that needs to be done. Probable cause conference will be moved to, and I will find good cause for that because of these discovery issues. Probable cause conference will be moved to September 18th, 2025, 11:00 a.m.
Good.
All right. Thank you.
I never.
All right, thank you. All right, and then that's all of our PCCs today. I believe Attorney Bagrakis, you agree?
Yes, I believe we've taken care of all of them, Judge.
All right, very good. Then have a good day.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
We can write you on a notice if you want one.
Yeah, some on paper because I got enough things going on in my own life. You know how that goes.
I understand. All right, very good. We'll see you on the
Get
18th.
this from her right now.
Get it from clerk's office. So.
Clerk's office.
Yep.
In a few minutes. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
I'm not threatening you. Say one more word and that's 30 days. 30 days.